Welcome back to RLTW Strategies. Today is Thursday, and we had some data this morning. Market is going to open in 2 minutes, and this is the account, the eval I was trading yesterday. Go ahead and review this real quick. I did some trades last night. How many trades did I do already? 2 trades. So had this since Tuesday. I explained what happened Monday and Thursday, or Monday, Thursday, Friday. On the last live session, it was a late live session. I started it at like 12. But yeah, this is where we're at. So we're about, 980 away from passing this account. So we're going to try to do it slow. And we'll go from there. I already drew some levels out. Those are my stats. My bias, if I don't convince myself what my bias is for the day, I end up trading fairly well if I stay flexible on the long and short bias. Best trade, worst day, average losing, average winning. So, we're doing good. I scalp pretty quickly. The longest I've held my trades was 1 to 2 minutes, and the longer I hold it, these 2 columns, the 2 minute and the 5 minute and the 5 minute and the 10 minute, are always red on my past evals. But yeah, so let's try to pass this today. Actually, scratch that. Let's try to just trade efficiently. So real quick, this pink trend line is a trend line from the highest point of the market. As you can see, we are breaking that right now. Market is open. This is the gap from the 23rd, 24th. So last night's gap, we opened above the gap. Let's see if we retest this trend line and then possibly go long. I'm also watching gold, and I'm watching the NASDAQ on the 5 minute. No. Let's try to do micros today. I probably should try to do micros. I don't want to do micros, be honest. I should. We'll see. We'll see. We're only $900 away. All right. So as you can see, this trend line is from the highest point of the market where we were at. So it goes all the way back to February 21st. We were pretty high, 22.44.5, and we hit it 1, 2. I would count this one as 3, and then 4 and 5. And on the 1 minute, we are breaking above it. On the 5 minute, we are on the trend line. On the daily, on the 5 minute, I think we actually started breaking above that trend line from the high of the market. So yeah, market just opened on this candle. We have a huge buy candle up, and yep. Yeah, it feels long. And if we cement our bias long, we're just going to we'll just try to go long all day and just get smacked on all the pullbacks. So I don't know. Let's just trade what we see. We bounced on the pivot point. We rejected the pivot point twice, 3 times, and we broke above it at the open. So let's see if we stay above this pivot point. If we stay above the pivot point, we'll stay above this gap that we had at market open last night. And then this is the levels that I was playing with this morning. So all these lines I drew. Why is it freezing? All these levels is my computer might have to reset for some reason. We'll see. Sometimes it shuts off automatically on its own. So we'll play it by ear. Hopefully it doesn't shut down on me during a trade. It only happened once in the last 2 years, but I'll have my computer on and it will just shut off. The screens will, I think it's the game card, the graphics card, AKA the game card. All right. Yeah, so we're retesting that pivot point right now. Now we're coming down to retest the bottom of this range. Again, this trend line, this pink trend line is from the high of the market. So I want to see what we do here. We consolidated at this area this morning from 8:30 to open, and we bounced. Probably a good indication to go long, but we're 3 minutes in the open. I don't want to do a trade 3 minutes in the open. I have started the day negative 12 to 2 grand trading the open. I don't feel like stomaching that pain right now and trying to dig myself out of the hole, which I've had, but it's a lot of stress during the day to start off the morning with that. So we'll go from there. Let me see what the Mag 7's doing. Palantir's up, Microsoft's moving up, Amazon's moving up, Google has earnings, I think tonight or tomorrow. Tesla's moving up. I'm not even on my trading screen. Just realized. So let's try to stay on the trading screen today. Or if I move it back and forth, just be cognizant. All right, I'm just telling that to myself. So that pivot point's holding so far. That trend line's holding so far, and the gap's holding so far. We have this channel we've been on. So I'm just going to keep moving the channel up until we break and retest it, either on the top or break and retest it at the bottom. And we'll go from there. All right, let me explain my lines. I drew this light yellow because we had this pullback in this large buy wick, and I wanted to see if we would touch this level again as we were moving up here during the pre-market session. And as you can see, we never revisited this line. And this yellow line and this yellow line, I think I woke up at like 6, but I was laying in bed and I was watching this, and I drew this line out right here on my phone on the trading view chart, and then I logged in, opened up my computer and stuff, and then I started monitoring the market this morning. I think I went in, no, that was last night. No trades this morning during pre-market. We had this huge run up. It was like 100 point move up. And then, why is it? I feel like my mouse isn't reacting on my screens right now. So let me go back over here real quick. So what I realized is as I drew these resistance levels and support levels on the yellow dotted line, they're 80 points exactly. 80 points, 80 points, and then from this pivot point to this line is 80 points. So in my head, I'm thinking, well, we're just like slowly grinding up at 80 point increments. So is that a thing today? If we can keep stair stepping up, I mean, that's 100 points. 120, but I don't know. It's just something I realized. Roughly 80. 90 there, and then 80. So I just rounded it to 80 because you can make some pretty good amount of trades in that 80 point movement. So since open, let's see what these candles look like. These candles seem to be 38, 40 point movements at a time, which, I mean, that's huge. 40 points. Man, you can make 2 grand on 30 points with 2 contracts, so 1,600. So yeah, let's just see what happens. The next data we have is at 10. It's home. I think it's home sales. New home sales at 10. No, that was yesterday. Existing home sales at 10. New homes that are on the market. Existing, probably the duration on average on houses are selling on the market, or the composite total amount of homes that are on the market. So we'll see what that data says. It's supposed to be a high impact data release at 10. So we'll watch that. And we're still on this channel. We're above this trend from all-time highs, so that's a good sign. But man, Trump could just say something about China and it could just totally destroy us. Here's our market orders at open. The MOO, we're 62 million to the upside. NASDAQ's 10 million to the upside. Dow is negative 37 million to the downside. So, what does that mean? What does that mean? Got a lot of these buying wicks at the bottom on the 5-minute. We're still moving up. The next pivot point we have is at 19,104. 18, 19, 104. I'm just gonna put that on there because we could hit that. We could hit that at some point today. Wouldn't that be something? I think that's R1 above, yep. R1 above. All right, what do I have here? I have this idea of a break and hold. So if we break this level, we break it and we hold it, well, we're gonna come up here, right? And there's that resistance level. Roughly 130 points, 60 points to get to where that break and hold is located. We could hit that. It's an area, looks like an area of resistance right now, heavily resistance from the 23rd of April. We busted above it that same day. That was probably pre-market. Nope, that was pre-market, and then market open. And then we busted through it at lunch, and then we hit it at 1 o'clock, rejected from it, and we rejected from it at 2. So here we go. We're retesting this area, which was the high at close, 30 minutes after the close. So maybe we reject this area. And then again, since this move up, we could come and retest this pivot point. We kind of fought through it. There's slight consolidation here on the minute chart from open. You kept bouncing on that pivot point. So maybe after we hit this resistance area, we could also blow through it. If we come back down, we might have a solid retest on that pivot, which is above that trend, that all-time, from the all-time high. So that is, man, I hope we just don't just keep climbing. We could. We could, but I hope we don't. Mag 7 is green. Tech stock's green. NASDAQ's moving up. All right, so White House is slipping loose lips, saying that we're coming closer to closing a deal in India. So something may get published today. And then India is a huge trading partner. At least on the technology side, I believe. So what they're saying is if India agrees with certain tariffs amounts, percentage amounts, then it could open up a blueprint for Japan, South America, South Korea, and Australia. So we'll see. We'll see what transpires from that. That's probably the huge kick up from market open, quite possibly. Where's my graphs? 18.9, is it below? Yeah, okay. Man, that move. Only 102 points. Only 102 points. When have we got so desensitized to market volatility that we're just like, it's only 102 points? Psh. When I remember trading, and 40 and 50 points was like a huge move. Now we get those on the minute candles. Is this the new normal? All right, the break and hold area looks like we have a rejection off it, which probably would have been a good short this morning. But with that momentum, this could also trap shorts. That's what I'm worried about, because I would be one of them. And we're only, 14 minutes into the open. After a whole day of, I don't want to be on here for 5 hours. We will see. We will see. Was that a liquidity? Okay, so a liquidity pull would be a sharp kick up above this break and hold and a rejection down. So we broke multiple trend lines. We broke this channel, which is a good indication of bullish movement to the upside. So maybe buy pullbacks. We could come and retest this and bounce. But this is the one we've been riding for a while, since 9. We broke above it at open. So, this is the one. I'm going to get rid of this one. So this bottom trend line could be the trend line that we retest, although the upper channel could be the trend line that we test as well, and not ever make it to this bottom channel trend line. So something to take into consideration. But we are at that break and hold area that I labeled 970. 970 seems to be an area of resistance and support at one point yesterday. And that's what's so attractive about trading the open, that you could have this movement to the upside, or you could have this movement to the downside. And there's been many times where we have a movement to the upside and we just get the rug pulled from under us and we drop down. So, and vice versa, we could get a drop at open and then a kick up to the upside all day. You just never know. Just never know. As long as gold keeps dropping, Nasdaq could keep moving up. $970. Let me make sure I have the same level on the 5-minute chart. 970. I want to put it on the 5-minute chart, so I could glance at it and see if that's an area that we're holding. And I'll mark it in purple. 1900, 19,000s. We could reject there. That's an area where we could reject. We could bid it up to the a whole number. It's probably safe at this point just to wait until housing data gets released at 10. I have an alert on the ES at 54.3850. I put that there a couple days ago, maybe. It's a bullish move if we hit it. India and Vietnam. Those are the two countries that we currently have trade talks with. And earlier, there was a bunch of news about China trying to encourage other nations to not block China out of trade negotiations, because China thinks that's what Trump's trying to do, right? The big powers that be are trying to get the interest of the globe in trade, hence the trade war between China and the US. All right, I see a consolidation range on the 1 minute Foreman. My yellow boxes that I end up drawing. Remember, this purple yellow is break and hold. We're already up quite a bit from open. And housing data comes out, 130 points. So the 50% area of retracement would take us to the top of this trend line at some point if we come back down. And if we do come back down, would it be smart to play this break for a scalp? Nine minutes before data. It's pretty interesting to see what the market does as a whole as we get close to news releases, right? So we've been climbing since, we've been climbing since, 5 o'clock this morning, we started climbing. So we take the aggregate of the movement, $400 points. 400 points since 5 this morning. Pond, you need to wake your butt up earlier and possibly capitalize on movements like this. That's what I tell myself. Or you'll say I just like my sleep more. But look at that, man. 400 points. Jesus. With one pullback. Quite considerable pullback. 100-point pullback. Breaking that consolidation. That slight consolidation. All right. Is that the first leg up, right? This is the base. This is the step. Are we going to just keep on doing this for the second step? Now is this where the next step's going to be? Watch. Watch it happen. Watch it happen. We're too close to data. Well, it could pop all the way up to there before data is released. 6 minutes. Sorry. 7 minutes. Stair step up. And if this is the second leg, we got a third leg, which takes us to the gap. Did I label it? No, I didn't label it. It's just area. From this congestion, from the center of this congestion to the rejection from these candle wicks. I think those are candle wicks. It's probably more like this. Yeah, I mean, we could come all the way up to here. That's one 15-minute candle. This is the next 15-minute candle. We got 5 minutes left. 4.5 until data is released. I mean, that's a good break. This indecisive green candle, right? We broke. Could have bought at the second candle. It's only 20 points, but that's like $800. I will be right back. I'm gonna go grab a sweater. No way, he says. Sleep is greater importance than gambling. What am I correct on? Which one? That you would not wake up? Here we go. Second leg. 3 minutes left. I'm just worried data's going to come out and it's just going to drop. Which could be a possibility. For those that are reviewing this video at a later date, this circle is where I assume the next stair step's going to consolidate at if we continue moving up. NVIDIA, Microsoft, we're moving. You know, I wouldn't be surprised if we agree with some terms with India, and then NVIDIA ships all their server chips and server infrastructure, Blackwell chips to India, and then India, with their trade agreements with China, moves product into China for NVIDIA. It's not that far-fetched, I don't think. I mean, we're all here to make money. Countries around the globe are probably doing the same thing. My ES alert got hit, and it's the one I put up there at 54.37. If we consolidate here, man, damn. Not 1 minute left from housing data. And that was straight on. Especially that leg, right? From A to B, B to C. Consolidate, kick back up. Missed out on a 300-point movement from open. Yeah, that'll be a 300-point move if it goes all the way up to the next leg. 30 seconds from housing data. Let's see what happens. Break and hold. Let's see if we break and hold this level. This is a huge level. A break and retest of this level would indicate we're moving higher in the market. Housing data. I'm going to move the screen over so I could look at the news report. Existing home sales changed, negative 5.9%. Forecasted was negative 3%. In the previous month was positive 4.2%. Existing home sales actual is 4 million. Forecast was 4.1, and the previous was 4.2, revised. As well as Trade Representative Greer and Vietnam counterpart agreed to work toward balanced trade. Representative met with Vietnamese counterpart yesterday. China's meeting with Swiss counterparts. China wants Switzerland to jointly respond to anti-globalization challenges, meaning against the U.S. is my interpretation. Do we not consolidate? We're in the area. Microsoft, man, that's just going off of that India news and Vietnam news. By the pullbacks. It's 10 o'clock, 30 minutes after open. We could, man, the 15-minute looks like a beast. Look at this. From market open. We could go all the way and test this area right here. Craziness. It's good to watch it move. Oh. Could this be the area of consolidation? Right here. Let's wait and see. Bounce, retest that box. So let's see what happens here. Is it worth shorting right now? That's only on the 1 minute. Let me get confirmation on the 5 minute. I mean, we could go, I'll be risking, if I short here, I'd be risking like 30, 40 points. $400, $500. And I'll probably add to it, which would move me to like risking $2,000. No. Let me wait for a 5 minute confirmation. All the Mag 7's pulling back. ES is pulling back. Let me see if gold's moving up. Gold hit the bottom and is moving up a little bit. From the low, it moved up $5.3. If you look at the volume candles, so that was open. Oh no, right now we're at 7.76 thousand. But that was open. Right, that was the next 15 minutes. Oh, yep. And then that's the volume right now, currently. And this is the volume from the 5 minute volume. About 12 to 10 to 8,000 contracts traded every 5 minutes. VWAP is pointed up. VWAP on the ES is pointed way up on the 5 minute. That's a good indication for continued movement. So buy the pullbacks. EMA and the top Bollinger Band is trying to chase. We got two low volume areas. We got two low volume areas here and here. Something to be cognizant of. If we drop and hit here, and if we don't hold this level right here, we could drop really quickly to this level. If we slowly consolidate in this range, we could break this area and go all the way back down to here. So there's that next leg, kinda. This would be the next area if we get that high. Try not to get FOMO. Pawn, did you end up trading any of this climb? Are you waiting for me to over leverage and fade my over leveraging? If you're laughing at that, I don't blame you. We only got to make $900. And we could have made it so many times. Man, we are up. Another 100 points. Crazy. From the break and hold area. All right, the 5 minute candles look like we're kind of slowing our volume, right? We slowed, I don't know, a little bit right here. Yeah, I mean, that's a smart play. $10.20 to $10.40 Eastern time. Are you talking about your Central time or Mountain time? Mountain time? I think you're on Mountain time. You're an hour behind me, I think. Man, Tesla This is good. I like to see the market going. Yeah, Central Time. We're hitting resistance 1. That's right. I didn't label that. I was wondering what that line was. That's resistance 1. I thought I already labeled that. Oh, the platform probably didn't save it. That's resistance level 1. And we only have 60 points left for the high of Wednesday. Yesterday's high. I'm going to mark that down for yesterday's high on the 5-minute chart area. Yesterday's high is at 166.25. I'll keep it that color. Let's go orange and mark it as yesterday's high. All right, rejected resistance level 1. Mag 7 is all green. NASDAQ had a huge run upwards. We haven't retested any of those trend lines. We have resistance on the ES near 45.55 and yeah, 45.53 to 45.55 on the ES. That's where I see resistance at on the ES. I'm gonna go ahead and put a line there just so I could look at it and be like, oh yeah, I put that line there because of resistance. All right, we're on a new 5-minute candle, and it could be our first 5-minute candle going red. Let's see. We're going to retest this area right here. If we break through this area, do I short? Broke it. Are we going to retest this bottom area? We got 4 minutes left on this candle for a 3-bar, 5-minute 3-bar reversal. So let's see what we do. I mean, that's a huge drop. That is a 37-point drop. Make sure I'm on the right candle. We could come up half, 50%. We could reclaim this whole drop on this 1 minute, or we could come up halfway. We're 3 minutes left on this candle. I was hoping it was going to stay. Could possibly be a short play, at least down to this break and hold area. If I short now, I'd be risking 35 points. I'd rather short here for a retest of this pivot and then have my stop. You know, it might come up here and hit stops anyways. There might be stops here. So we could kick all the way up to here, hit stops, and then drop. And the old me, the more recent me would be shorting here, adding to the position, get blown out here, and then watch it go down and watching it leave without me. That happens so many times. Yeah, but I'm not shorting for a long hold pawn. I'm shorting for a quick scalp on the pullback. But it is strong so far. it can't go up forever. In time, it's going to go up forever, but we, day trading, we can't hold on to the positions forever. That's what. And all the Mag 7's having a pullback right now. We got a minute 22 left on this 5-minute candle. I mean, technicals don't lie. It also could be a fake out. So we're kind of building a double distribution from market open, from pre-market. We got this huge distribution down here, and then we're starting to build this volume distribution up here. And if today we stay up in, I'm not even showing you. If today we stay up in this area right here, this distribution could replicate this distribution down here, these volume candles. I don't know if you can see them. But all this right here, we could start building that up here. And then it would be a double distribution day, from what I've gathered in my observations. Or is today the day where we're going to say we should have went long since the open? We should have went long since the open. And you're shaking your head. Yeah. Look at how slow volume is on this 1 minute. All right, so that 5-minute candle did not break. And this could be a... So the 5-minute 3-bar reversal, we didn't break the body of this green candle. We had buyers coming in and bought it all the way back up. So, consolidation, possibly building. I mean, we see it on the 1 minute. No trade, 50% of the box, because you'll get tore up. You'll get tore up being on the opposite side of the trade when it hits here and when it hits here. So in any consolidation, you do not want to enter it 50% of the box. And it's 10:16, so it's almost 10:20 to 10:40, where either the market's going to decide if it's going to continue going up, hold where it's at, or drop. It should have been long since the open. I'm telling you. Long now. And then you get tore up when it comes down to retest this break and hold area. So we do got a lower high. But I feel like we're going to test people that have stops above this area, especially above the pivot point. I mean, this is the longest consolidation we've had. We had a small consolidation here, bounced off the box, bounced off this high candle wick twice. Now we're up here. So we will see what happens. We bounced up here twice. So let's see if we break it. And this is where we wait patiently for the price to go to an area where we want to enter a trade. Let me pull up Google. I think Google has earnings. AKA Alphabet. Yeah, we have earnings tonight. At the close. Coming to the high of the range, we broke this trend from the high. Retested it there, we broke through it here, and we're retesting the top of this pivot. Remember, I think we have stops up here, so if it pops up, we might see a strong rejection up here after it hits stops. Because normally I would have shorted on this candle. And this is what usually happens, is I over leverage below my account and then hits the stops, and my initial observation or opinion would be it's going to go back down to retest the break and hold area. So I'm waiting to see if I'm right or wrong. You know, I have this feeling you're going to tell me I told you so later. And you're probably right. All we got to do is scalp a couple positions, that's it. And not be greedy. And not over leverage. I could short now and risk 20 points. What screen am I on? All right, I'm on the right screen. Ooh, we bounced here. Here's the stops above the pivot point. Nvidia, Microsoft, Google's going up. Apple's holding its high. And we could touch yesterday's high, which is 44 points from where we're at. I thought I labeled it. I think it's right here. Yeah, this is it. Yesterday's high. It didn't save it. And let me change the color because it's not a pivot. Five-minute is strong. I feel like it's just going to trap longs. I'm going to short the paper account, 2 contracts. Right here. $9.05. The bottom of this box, what was my take profit? Man, such a big movement. We have moved 530 points from what was it, 5 o'clock. Here we go, hitting the top of the box. What are we gonna do? The 5-minute would say remember yesterday's highs up here, which we could possibly touch. No new news. If we fail to hit the high of yesterday, was this be the high of the day? We bounced right here, the 3rd time. We're hitting the pivot point again, above the pivot point. It's almost 10:30. It didn't close stops here because it wasn't a violent move down. So my next hypothesis is yesterday's high. We have stops probably up to 180. Should have went long at this bounce. Right here. Five-minute is strong. So we missed out on 2 pullbacks from the morning. Damn it. Well, just one. This was the only pullback we had today on the 5-minute. We could definitely hit a double top at yesterday's high, which is a possibility. Crude. Yeah, I mean, I kind of monitor crude. I have levels in. As you can see, I kind of chart levels on crude. I don't know. I trade crude as well as I trade gold. Sometimes I get lucky and sometimes I lose my wad. Building that double distribution. What would it take for us to break this level right here? And will we bounce off of this for a slight pullback, at least to here, right here, before we continue moving higher? Would that be an area that market will take a breather, collect some consolidated moves, and then move back up? Would that be a level? 166, 19166. It's possible, I think. I think that area would be a possible short. A double top from yesterday. And we're moving. The ES double top is at 5,500 from yesterday's high. Our double top is at 19,166. NASDAQ's double top area, ES's double top area, right here. So if either of those reach those points, all right, for this possibility of the double top, I might switch to micros to build a position. No guarantees. Okay, an outside day on daily. When we're coming through resistance on the daily, right here. I mean, that's 200 points above what I say a double top is. I also think we're going to retest at some point in time this trend from the all-time high. But I did. I said I might. Should have went long at the open. All right, we're getting another 5-minute red candle. As we near the all-time yesterday's high. Come on. Touch it. Touch it. It is 10:36.
Order filled.
220. Didn't really make anything on that one. 60 bucks. Now we got this trend line we're going to test. Touch or test. We did hit yesterday's high. Are we going to be able to hit it and break below it again? The ES is at a pivot point. Ooh, Tesla's going back up. Look at that. We hit all the way up there. What was that level? What level was that? Why did I put that there? Oh, it was the area of resistance. We have to stay below the yesterday's high. Man, we just touched it. It's only 22 points, but could have been. Okay, so my initial thought was to short up here, and then it kicked up, hit stops, and had a violent drop. So, in my mind, if we come back up to retest up here and we reject lower than this candle wick, then I think we're going to have a healthy pullback on the day. But again, I'm playing this trend line now because over here we could break it, we could break through it, start slowly climbing to back to this high, and then retest on this trend line and drop near this area right here. As long as the next movement up is lower than this area, it should be a nice scalp pullback, or it's a good time to buy long. But I just, after moving so many points up, I just don't think it's going to be a good long play. Not until we retest this break and hold area, because that was a significant level the last week or so, in my mind. But this could be the next consolidation area right here. We have an indecisive candle on the 5 minute right here, which we could start rotating down for a little bit, possibly. The old me would short right now at the bottom of this box to try to get in early before a breakout down. And then we'd come all the way up to here and take me out. We are up 585 points since 5 a.m. 1.83%. A minute 30 left on this 5 minute candle. All right. Need me a two-legged pullback to get long in either Robinhood, Microsoft, or the SPY. Are you playing options? Man, look at that drop. Jesus. Is that a liquidity pull to move up higher? Good Lord. Man. Okay, it's one candle on the 5 minute. Man, it's going to come all the way up to here and reject probably. 50% retracement on this 5 minute candle is roughly 130 to 140. So 130 to 140 should be in this area. Come on. Here's the retracement. It might touch the bottom of the box before coming back down. Or it could be a liquidity pool. Gold's moving up. Yep. Come on, retest up here. It's 11:47. It's 11:47. 10:47. It could bounce. Come on. I want it to come up here so I could go short. Should have held on to my short. FOMO on the way up, FOMO on the way down. The struggles. Because I feel like if I enter, it's just going to drop further and take me out. I mean, look at, I mean, granted, I took how much heat on this one? $2,500 worth of heat. All right, I'll go long right here on the paper account. I just don't want to do it on the combine yet. And the level was here that I entered. I tried to enter it here. Or was it at the top of the box? Let's see if it pays off. We only need $900. That was a good level to scalp from. Retest of yesterday's high. Just by the pullbacks. Well, my $1,000 hit. I would have passed my eval. So there's that. I should have went long at my level. Could we reject here though? Retest the pivot before going up higher. I mean, the 5-minute. Are we bouncing here? Use 5 micros long. I know it's right there. All right, let's try it. I mean, profit's profit, right? Similar size of what I would trade if I was trading minis, or similar size of the price equivalent from micros to minis? A or B? We got those large wicks at the bottom. VWAP is turning flat. Yeah, I got my levels on the trading view on this one. So I'm still watching yesterday's high. I'm watching the 5-minute candle. I just don't have the consolidation boxes, but I know there's one here where we bounced up. And I'm hungry. It's 11 o'clock. Feel like we're gonna get a lower high. Why isn't my internet working? We'll see. Feel like we're gonna get a feel like that's gonna be a higher high. Watching the 5-minute. It could also blow through. But I'm waiting for the retest to yesterday's high. 4 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second, 5-minute candle, new candle. The 1 minute looks bullish. If it breaks above that red candle, how low can we go? We could hit the EMA, we could come all the way up to the VWAP. VWAP's at 18,903. Doesn't like I'm there. Is that being overzealous? You're gonna come all the way down to there. You could bounce here. Definitely bounce there. 903 is here. I mean, that was market open. Don't think we're gonna come all the way down there. But we could. Oh shit. Kansas City manufacturing data came out. Would have passed the account if I traded a mini? I also would have been stressed out. We're hitting the point of control. We touched the point of control at 120. That was the bounce at the point of control at 120. We got a higher low. Probably should just get out of it. Part of me would go impulsively long on that candle, and then I get tore up on the way down. But we'll see. My stop will be up here. Retesting yesterday's high. We could go to 19,200. Do we have stops up here? We have enough momentum to keep on climbing after being up 600 points? Don't know. 584 points right now since 5 p.m. or 5 a.m. 584. Breaking up above yesterday's high. Breaking the high of the day. Hmm. Five minutes strong. 1 minute strong. See, how much did we move since I entered? 85 points? Man, on the hour though, look at that resistance area. I don't know if I could hold it for 1600. Entering a short up here would be probably more of an option. All right, maybe micros I'm not stressing so much on the position. But if I was going to go to 10 micros, I probably shouldn't have entered them by twos. I probably should have just held my initial position and then at this level entered an additional 8. But I mean, are we 600 points up right there? 630, 624. Hope. Hoping for an intraday pullback. I mean, I'm down $300 if I consider the 200 that I'm up today. That's not bad. You know? I know. You don't win by hoping. I'm hoping it breaks the box. I'm hoping it's going to bounce here. But I'm hoping it breaks here. And then we could bounce at the yesterday's high at 166. So I'm hoping for that. Okay. Hard stop above the high. No! Bounce at the bottom of the box. It's 11:30. 10 minutes to 11:30. Dang, Ben, you've been listening this whole time? I know I could have broken even. He's not listening. I'm waiting for a kick down. Now. Oh, you got done trading? All right. All right, I'm out. Made 100. It's gonna go all the way down. You know what? I think I'm gonna take a break and make some breakfast. Because I don't want to watch this drop. I'm gonna switch to minis and then I'm gonna over leverage. Yes. Oh, all the Mag 7s topping out today. I swear to God. It's gonna go all the way down. No, it might bounce off this trend line. Yeah, I know, but I didn't. You're right. Hey, this is a process. This is a learning process of emotions, right? Where are you at today, Pawn? You're right. All I had to do was keep my stop up there and be happy with accepting that loss. But these A-type personalities can't accept a loss, can't accept to be wrong, which is an issue that I have. I hate being wrong, man. But I'm faced to eat crow every day when I don't want to admit I'm wrong in my choice, and I hold on for hope, which isn't the right way to trade. Absolutely not. How did you do today, Ben? I call you Ben. Ben, how did you do? Don't break this trend, man. Don't break this trend. Don't let me watch a trade that got closed go in the direction. I don't want to watch it. $100%. 100%. I need to stay long enough to get a payout. I mean, that was Ben's wish for the last 6 months. That was it, man. That level, 200s, couldn't hold. 200s couldn't hold. Do I just trade minis for the rest of the day? Pawn's like, yes. That's good, man. That's all that matters. Build that cushion. 2% a day. That's where I'm at today. Simulated trading. But I'm getting close to finishing this account, hopefully. So they do pay, man. They paid me already. In November of 2024 is the last time I got paid by doing this. 3 payouts of $1,500. And I don't want to add up what I've spent since then or from the year of 2024. All right, we're retesting this area. Let's see if we get rejected. Man, it's almost 11:30. Yeah, but I don't trade off a VPN and I don't hedge different accounts, and I'm not. Most influencers are probably trading like long one account and short another account. I'm definitely not doing that. If I did that, I wouldn't have resetted so much, right? We're breaking. There's another. Looks like there's another 1 minute consolidation. I wonder what the 100 tick chart looks like. Yeah, we come all the way down to this area right here. Man, oh man. Pond, I'm going to do it, man. I'm going to have to switch to minis. I should stick with minis to fulfill my process. Like to reinforce the conditioning, right? All right, let's see. Where did I have? I had a new trend line here. Finally broke. This one, we broke and retested it, so I'm gonna just, that one. This one, well, we did break and retest this one. Now we're seeing if we're gonna break and retest this one. And then we have yesterday's high. Oh yeah, we got that level right there. This level. And this is the hard short, I believe. I believe up here is going to be a hard short. Don't tell me we're going to go to 19,385. We could. Man, look where we at. Should have left my stop in up here and just continued riding this down. All right, so this one's done. I'm going to move this one here on the 1 minute. Oh man, we're coming down to here. This is the resistance level 1. If you blow up because you used minis and didn't put in a stop, I'm going to be so pissed. Trust me, I'm going to be pissed. Oh man, we could bounce here at this resistance level 1, this pivot point. We're hitting the EMA right now, so we could bounce off the EMA. And Mag 7s, all the Mag 7s having a pullback. Let's see what gold's doing real quick. All right, so that short, so let's look back on my mentality of shorting where I shorted, right? I shorted right here initially, which we could bounce, right? I shorted right here initially, looking for a pullback. Then I added to the position when we got to the yesterday's high, thinking we were going to drop. But we blew through that and we bounced off it pretty hard here. Am I on the right screen? And then we came up here, which is near this like must short area. In my head, I think this is a must short area. So obviously, if I traded minis and I added to the position the way I added to the position with the micros, there's no doubt I would have blown my account, right? And then I would have got blown out, and then I would have watched it hit up here, and I would have told myself in the head, just be more patient next time, wait for a level that that is like exhaustion, and then the rotation back down, which I thought was going to happen here. I thought it was going to happen here, that we were going to hit an exhaustion, because I was thinking this was going to be like the lower high. But now we got a higher high here. which now this is going to be an area to watch for the next time we rotate back up. I don't know if this one comes into play anymore. We got enough lines there. But definitely right here. So I don't think that's going to be, I'm going to get rid of this one. I'm moving this one up here to this area. This is just going to be, what is that? The first level that we bounced off of and broke up, and we never reached it back down. So then this is going to be like, I think another level that we bounced on and we broke back up. And now we're here. So I think we got to break through this area if we're going to go higher. And we could just chop in between these two areas. Maybe. What y'all say? I don't know if you're still on, Ben, but see you later. Thanks for stopping by. Appreciate y'all. All right. I think I'm going to put a pause on it. I might come back on around 12:30. But I'm gonna make some breakfast and I'll just monitor for the rest of the day. I will come back on if I end up trading anymore, but other than that, Pond, I'll see you, man. It's good if we don't trade today, right? We didn't lose anything, and we just watched how the market moved. I don't think some days is a good day, because look, if you end up forcing a trade and you blow your account, you're gonna look back and be like, I didn't trade for the whole morning and I was okay with that. And I wish I didn't trade, because I'd rather have not traded than to blow your account. So have a good morning. I'll talk to you later. I'll see you upon and whoever else watched. All right, hit the like button. Talk to you guys. Bye.